Sent into bat on a green and slightly damp Harare surface, Zimbabwe lasted only 41.3 overs, leaving Sri Lanka a target of 155 that they chased down breezily courtesy Dhananjaya de Silva's unbeaten 78. Easy on the eye and ruthless on anything short or on his pads, De Silva scored his second ODI half-century, and put on 56 for the first wicket with Kusal Perera and 84 for the second with Niroshan Dickwella to steer Sri Lanka home with 153 balls remaining. Given the total they were defending, and the fact that the pitch was easing up as the match wore on, Zimbabwe couldn't afford to give Sri Lanka's batsmen any lives. De Silva was the recipient of one off the first ball of the chase, when he nicked Tinashe Panyangara to wicket-keeper Peter Moor only to be reprieved by a no-ball call. The pressure was off Sri Lanka thereafter, with Zimbabwe's bowlers sending down a steady stream of loose balls, usually erring on the short side. Perera and Dickwella were both out to pulls, but the shot was also highly productive, bringing Sri Lanka 38 runs off 14 balls, including 7 of their 4s and the 1/6 of their innings, hit by Kusal Mendis off Graeme Cremer's leg spin. With the surface offering sideways movement as well as bounce, Kusal Perera had no second thoughts about choosing to bowl first. It was the 17th time the captain winning the toss had done so in the last 19 matches at the Harare Sports Club, and his seamers took no time making use of the conditions, running through the top order to leave Zimbabwe 50 for 6. They were in danger of falling short of 100 for the 5th time in ODIs against Sri Lanka, but Peter Moor and Graeme Cremer prevented that eventuality with a 7th wicket partnership of 55. Moor fell for 47, while Cremer, who moved the total past 150 with some help from Donald Tirapano and Tinashe Panyangara, was left stranded on 31. Making his ODI debut, all-rounder Gunrathan finished as Sri Lanka's most successful bowler, picking up 3 lower-order wickets with his medium-pace stiff cutters. The early damage, though, was done by Sri Lanka's 3 front-line seamers. Sarangalakmal started the top-order procession in the 4th over of the innings, hitting a good length in the corridor and letting the pitch do the rest as Brian Cherry and Craig Irvine poked uncertainly and nicked to the slip cordon. New Kusal, returning to Sri Lanka's lineup for the first time since January, then got one to stop on Sikandar Raza, who flicked in the air to short mid-wicket, before Sean Williams threw his wicket away to spin, jumping out to left-arm spinner Sashith Pathirana, slogging, and missing the line of one that went with the angle from around the wicket. New Pradeep, the third seamer, struck the next 2 blows, straightening one just enough to get Chamuchai Bhabha LBW playing across the line, and then, in his next over, moving it a little further to get a leaden-footed Elton Chigumbura caught behind. Zimbabwe had lost 6 wickets in just 17.1 overs. Moor looked in excellent touch in an aggressive 52-ball innings, striking cleanly and fearlessly whenever anything was in his zone. He hit 4 effortless 6s, the pick of them a shovel over long on off Pathirana and a pull-off Kusal that lifted Zimbabwe past 100. He fell the very next ball, though, caught on the crease by an inducker that hurried past his defensive jab and wrapped his front pad in front of middle and leg. Tirapano showed impressive technique for a number 9 in moving to 19 before going for an ill-advised hook off Gunrathan that picked out long on. Gunrathan then spun an off-cutter like a fast-off break to pin his fellow debutant Karl Mumba LBW, before Panyangara, slog sweeping merrily, hit a 4 and a 6 before he was the last man out, miscuing another attempted slog. Watching from the other end, Cremer wouldn't have been too pleased with that shot, or indeed the one Tirapano played to get out. He had batted sensibly and looked in barely any trouble, and would have hoped someone stuck around long enough with him to take Zimbabwe as close to the 50-over mark as possible.